Good afternoon, Suidlanders, and welcome to Suidlanders Week in Review for Friday, the 8th of November 2024. Once again, I'm coming to you from the Victoria Boutique Hotel, the gorgeous, the beautiful, the very sweet Victoria Boutique Hotel in Hofmeyer. And if you ever get the chance to come through here, make a turn, stop and have a beer, steak, egg, and chips, and enjoy the surroundings, such as you don't really find anymore. My satellite will hopefully be sorted out in the next couple of weeks. It's hard to believe that this saga has dragged on for almost 5 months. But I spoke to the man a few days ago and said to him, "What happened?" And he said, "Gee, I'm really sorry." He said, "Honestly, I forgot. We had a crisis." And he said, once the crisis was over, by that time, it was completely out of my brain. He said he'll be here next week. So let's see if we can get that right. All right, let's begin with the gold and silver prices that have been so positive in recent months and which are so near and dear to the hearts of people who understand emerging crises and prepping for them. Gold has dropped from its all-time high of 2 weeks ago of almost $2,000 to $2,688 today. However, and we're hearing from a very, very good source, the top guy in the world is a beloved friend of Suidlanders. We are hearing that the world's leading gold traders and investors believe that gold's ongoing prospects are positive and that the shorts, i.e. those people who have been betting against gold, are sneakily, quietly forfeiting their positions. Silver has similarly climbed down from almost $35 2 weeks ago to $31.50 today, but the market is anticipating continued or renewed upward trend in the face of conflict in the Middle East, US debt, and the threat being posed to the dollar by ongoing BRICS projects, which of course has only increased in recent days following the BRICS summit meeting in Kazan, Russia of 2 weeks ago. Next, late last week, the world learned in a Tucker Carlson interview of a former CIA agent, Amaryllis Fox, that on the 15th and 16th of April 2013, North Korea successfully attacked a large portion of the US power grid, the supply around the city of San Jose in California, successfully simulated an electromagnetic pulse attack on New York City and Washington, D.C. by a satellite, and successfully rehearsed the smuggling of 2 cruise missiles into the USA in the hold of a cargo ship, which was only found abandoned, but with the live, real, actual, not dud missiles in the hold. Do you remember the massive siege of Mariupol in Ukraine in May of 2022? Do you recall the widespread allegation on alternative media that it was well known in certain circles that NATO troops were fighting alongside the Ukrainians? Remember Vladimir Putin saying that they'd be hunted like rats in the Azovstal steel plant? And finally, the rumors that they'd been rescued at night by boat and taken to safety. Well, it has emerged this week that they were supposedly murdered in the last days of the battle, of the siege, by the Ukrainians on the orders of NATO to ensure that they could not be captured and interrogated. A chilling revelation, if it is true. On Sunday, the 3rd of November, yet another unusual cold front struck South Africa this year, with such severity that Lootsberg Pass on the N9 between Middelburg and New Bethesda in the Eastern Cape was snowed over and many vehicles could not pass. Light snow fell on the Bamboesberge in November, people. Please, beloved Suidlanders, remember this the next time that the ANC or the DA tell you that global warming is causing the island of Zanzibar to drown, and that you should contribute to the achieving of the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. Now to the news that has dominated all else. The US House of Representatives, Senate, and presidential elections. Regarding the upper house, the 100-seat Senate, the previous controlling party, the Democrats, lost 4 seats to the Republicans, leaving the Republicans very strongly in control. With enough of the vote now counted to make predictions, as far as the House of Representatives is concerned, the Republicans have retained control. But the main story is the story of Donald Trump triumphing in the presidential race. Like him or not, and I am extremely hesitant over him, as many of you know. We have to give him credit for a triumph the likes of which the world has seldom seen in history. His margin of victory was not great. It was slender when measured by the percentage of the popular vote. 51.7% versus his opponent Kamala Harris's 47.7%. However, according to the USA's very peculiar electoral college system, he won well in the right places, meaning that his triumph was overwhelming in the end. What is more, he has now succeeded in becoming president of the USA twice, something that most of us will not do once. Moreover, he prevailed in spite of endless vilification by the mainstream media. In spite of only having 2/3 of the campaign budget of his opponent Kamala Harris, in spite of multiple assassination attempts, in spite of being the only federal official in history ever to be impeached twice, in spite of being convicted of a felony, and in spite of facing numerous other charges and trials. Donald Trump's struggles read like an ancient tale of slander, persecution, libel, hatred, spitefulness, something from the Greek tragedies. All of the mainstream media, including Fox News, all of academia, the establishment, the wealthy elites. As a brief aside, 98 different billionaires made donations to the Kamala Harris campaign. The liberals, the LGBTQ movement, all of the feminist movement, and much of his own party, not to mention his very own Secret Service protection team, ganged up against him and hounded him down for 9 years solid, from the time that he became the Republican presidential nominee in 2016, right through the race with Hillary Clinton, through the early days of his presidency, even more so during the last year of his 4-year term, when COVID-19 emerged, when the medical establishment demanded the lockdown of the entire country, and that brought the lower echelons of the US economy, US jobs, US families, US education, and the mental health of US children to their knees, right through the filthy, dirty race against Joe Biden, into the insulting, humiliating, and blatant theft of the 2020 election and Joe Biden's supposed 81 million votes, now reckoned by actuarial scientists to have been more like 61 million legitimate votes, right through the FBI's staged storming of the Capitol building on the 6th of January 2021, and so on and so forth. Every trick has been employed against him. Almost every friend has betrayed him. Almost every voice has slandered him in the 4 years that he sat on the sidelines while a pretender occupied the throne. But the hounds were not able to haul him in time. He persevered unlike anybody else could have done. at the age of 78 years. At almost 80 years of age, he showed strength, resilience, stamina, determination, and fight. Like many of us, we have witnessed history at its most dishonest, tragic, treacherous, unfair, courageous, colorful, charismatic, unexpected, and, in the end, probably history at its most just. As the world stumbles, drawn by the nose to the brink of hell, let us take one last brief moment to savor the extraordinary outcome of the events of the past 9 years. Enjoy, and may our God bless you and yours with similar strength and courage for what appears to lie around the next corner. Goodbye, and God bless all of you.